morning, good afternoon, depending on when and where you are watching this. Tonight we're just going to be doing a real good stretch. So we're going to dive in, getting into those hips, the hamstrings, the glutes, and I want you just to feel lengthened and relaxed at the end of it. As usual, drop some comments, let me know where you're watching from. Always good to see who's been here. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow along, do all of that good stuff. So before we start in a stretching session, we want to make sure that we're not stretching cold, right? So we want to just warm up a little bit. So just rolling out through the shoulders, bringing them up to the ears, down and back. Lengthening up through the spine. Big deep breaths. And then roll it forward. Just warming up those muscles before we stretch them, because getting right into a hard, slow stretch while you're cold muscles, you're definitely going to hurt yourself. So we want to make sure we warm up. A little twist side to side with control. Tight through that belly button. Big deep breaths, just warming up. Kind of helicopter those arms around. Bringing it into center and then softly just shuffle side to side. So waking up through the inner thighs, the hips, the glutes here before we get into that deep stretch. Nice and easy, shifting the hips side to side. Coming up, let's drop the knees in, alternating. So you're going to feel this through the hips, just making sure that they're awake. They're ready for what we're going to do with them next. Three, two, and one. Good. Taking your stance out as wide as you can. You want to make sure your toes are pointed forward, your heels are lined up. We're going to get into that side-to-side stretch, but just a little bit deeper. We're still going to use our breath on this one. So every exhale, we switch sides. Getting a little bit deeper each time, maybe reaching down. Lengthening that inner thigh. Getting as low as you feel comfortable. And then we're going to hold it on one side. So you can rest an elbow down on the thigh, reach that hand down. Try to keep the back flat, and we're really lengthening through that inner thigh here. Nice flat back. Big deep breaths. Noticing that those breaths really help you get deeper into that stretch. Other side, big inhale, coming up. And to that other side. And it's perfectly normal for you to get a little bit deeper on one side than the other. Feeling that lengthening happen through the inner thigh. Good. Coming up to the middle and keep the legs straight, and we're just going to reach across. Again, with every breath. Just warming up those muscles before we hold that stretch down. And let's hold this side down, maybe turning your shoulders towards that foot. Legs are as wide as you feel comfortable. Should be feeling that through the glutes. Maybe twist the shoulders away if you're able to do that. And then slowly come over to the other side. Same idea. Start by turning the shoulders towards that foot. And then if you're able, we're going to turn the shoulders up. Deep breaths. Good. Coming back into the middle, and then hands down through the middle. Nice flat back, and just try to lower ourselves towards the ground. Really getting the back of the thighs, the inner thighs, the glutes here. Getting as low as you feel comfortable. Good. And then we're going to walk our feet towards, or our hands towards one of the feet. And we're going to drop that back knee down. We're just going to hang out here, push the hips forward, shoulders face forward, really getting that hip flexor here. So the more you give in and push that hip through, the more you're going to feel that stretch. And we want to go to the point where you're feeling the stretch and it feels good. If your stretch feels bad, that's not good. So we want to make sure that we're just pushing that hip forward, really lengthening the hip, but it's a good pain we're feeling. And then we're going to shift the hips back. One hand on either side of the leg. Lift the toe up. And now we're really focusing on the back of that leg here. So digging the heel down, pull the toe up. Really lengthening through the hamstring. The back of the leg. Good, and then we're going to switch around to the other side. Getting deep into that hip. So we push that hip forward. Just sinking in as deep as you feel comfortable. Lengthening through that hip flexor. The tighter those hip flexors are, the more you're going to experience some low back pain. So we want to try to open them up. Really great stretch if you have any issues with sciatica. And shift back, heel down, toe up, hips go back. Lengthening through that hamstring now. Big deep breaths. Trying to hold this stretch for at least 20 seconds. Beautiful. Coming down onto your seat. Legs come around, a little shake out. And we're going to lay back, crossing one ankle over the knee and just press that foot away. So that may be enough for you here. Right like that, or if it's in your wheelhouse, we can grab that leg and just pull it in, getting into that glute. One of my favorite stretches for the glutes. And then we're going to drop the legs over all the way as far as you can, keeping the shoulders on the mat. Getting into that glute still, into the low back. Softly letting gravity pull those legs over. When my back is tight, this is definitely one of the stretches that I love getting into. And then back into center. A little shake out with those hips. And on to the opposite side. So we're crossing the ankle over the knee. Maybe we stay there. Maybe you want to grab that leg, pull it in. Getting deep into that glute. Should feel real good on that left side glute right now. Slowly pulling that leg a little bit closer. Relaxing the shoulders back down on the mat, on the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop the legs all the way over. Shoulders down on the floor. Just letting those legs fall to the opposite side, getting into that twist as much as your wheelhouse allows. Awesome. Slowly coming up. We're going to roll onto one side. So just resting on that right side hip, take a hold of the left leg and send it back, getting deep into that quad. Shoulders back, so we're lengthening through the shoulders, through the chest. As you draw that left knee back, stretching out through the top of the leg, through the quad. Gently coming around to the front, switching sides. Take a hold of that leg and send it back. Shoulders back and down. Lengthening through that quad. Awesome. Shake it out. And that is just a nice way to end the evening, to stretch out after a heavy leg day. Hopefully enjoyed it. Maybe learned a few new stretches. Super thankful to have you guys here. Until next time, it's Faye here with Northern Red, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.